Good day to you, my friends. Welcome to today's video where I'll be taking you on a little mini tour around the city of York here in England. Yeah, that's right, let's go. Good day to you, my friends. My name is Donato and welcome to the Active Guru channel, where it's all about being active even in the rain. Yeah, that's right, it's just started raining as I'm filming. So for those of you who've been watching my channel on a regular basis, I really do appreciate your support. And for those of you who are new, please do consider subscribing. And today's video is a follow-on where the other day I went on a little mini tour of Yorkshire, where I went to Haworth, of the Bronte sisters fame, and also Harrogate, the capital of Britain, I think, for tea, and the plan was to go to York, but just ran out of time. So today I'm going to York. Yeah, I know it's raining here. I'm on the other side of the Pennines, but hopefully by the time I get across, maybe the rain would have stopped. Looking at the forecast, I don't think rain is due there till later in the afternoon, but hey, it's we can't do anything about these wonderful bank holiday weathers, can we, eh? But let's crack on. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. I'm going to take you around. Oh, let me get in the shade a bit because it's getting a bit wet here. Hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll get to see some of the parts of York that maybe you haven't seen before. Let's crack on. So yes guys, I've got inside from the rain, and as you can see, look, no hands. I'm not driving this time. Yes, I've decided to let the train take the strain. So yeah, heading over across the Pennines to York from here. I'm very much looking forward to this. It's been many years since I've been in York, and hopefully when it's a short little video, or it might be long, I don't know, once I've done the editing, that you'll enjoy and see some other parts of Yorkshire here on my little mini tour to Yorkshire. Yeah. Is it time for breakfast? I know I've had breakfast. In fact, I've already had 2 breakfasts. Yeah. But then I am a hobbit. So is it time for a third breakfast? When you're sitting on a train, do you feel the need to keep eating when you're on a train? But anyway, yes, it's a bit drizzly here. But, I don't know if you can see the beautiful countryside behind me here, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So let's head on. So that was a quick change of trains, guys. So yeah, changed at Huddersfield, and now I'm on the train heading up to York. And we see blue skies. Yeah, the rain is going, so let's crack on. So yes guys, I've now arrived in York. You may have noticed these have changed. Yes, the sun is shining here in York. And as I was about to turn around, a bus has stopped right here, blocking what I was going to turn around and show you. So I'm just going to quickly stop this and restart it. Oh yes, the bus has now gone. So what I was going to show you is just behind me here. Can you see that? Yeah. So whilst I'm here in York, I'm going to take you around the perimeter walls. Yes, the castle here in York, there's walls that go around the whole of the inner city. I think the whole of it, yeah. Please do leave a comment below if I've got that wrong. I'm not using Google to give any information. I'm just going from what's in my noggin from having been here before. So as it's only 9 AM-ish, and I've been up since before 6, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Whilst I may have already had 1, or is it 2 breakfasts, it's time for my 3rd breakfast. So let's crack on. So yes, the sunglasses, let's go York. So as I'm heading over for my 3rd breakfast, I'm passing parts here of the wall, as you can see behind me. So don't worry guys, we're going to be heading over those, so you'll see more of the city. But I'm just about to go over the river Ouse. Absolutely beautiful. They do lots of in fact, memories coming back. Yes, they do city cruises here Here's the river. Whee! Do you like that? They do a lot of cruises along the river here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I do love it. Don't know whether I have time today to do that, because in my little mind, whilst I was on the train, I've got some other little tours I might do as we go along. But yes, the River Ouse. Let's get into town. Of course, York is famous for many things, and as you can see here, there's lots of film crews. They look like they're from the Far East Japan, but hey, I've obviously fallen right into the middle of a film, so no doubt I'll be asked to move on pretty soon. But hey, I'm on a public street.
Background action, and action, action.
So as luck would have it, yeah, apparently they're filming a Japanese detective film, movie, whatever. And speaking to some of the guys here, as you can imagine, it's quite expensive filming in London. So filming here in York is considerably cheaper. And obviously when you've got settings like this, it does look glorious, and it's beautifully quintessentially English here. So why not? Why not indeed? Anyway, breakfast time. So breakfast number 3 done, and I just see something very familiar that I saw over in Harrogate. So let's head over there and see if you see the connection. Yeah, link up there to when I went over to Harrogate, and see if you spot the connection. So I'm here at Davygate, and behind me here, Betty's Tea Room. That's right, I was in Betty's Tea Room in Harrogate. So one thing that you'll see that is very familiar whilst I'm walking around the walls of York is that there's gates. Everywhere is located by a gate, which is the main sort of gate entry from the castle gates, so to speak. So let's head off and get round these city walls. The city walls, yeah. Let's go. So as the sign behind me says, I'm at Barker Tower on the city walls. So I'm gonna now, this is the river where I'm starting my little tour. I have no plan, no idea. I'm just gonna get on the city wall and walk around it. So come follow me on the walk around the tower and these beautiful city walls of York. Let's go. Tell you, like I often say, is and I mean this in a nice way, you can really smell the history here in York. It's going back hundreds and hundreds of years, so it's pretty amazing, and I just love going around these towns and cities and taking in the history. As I hope you are taking a little bit from my little minimal knowledge of the history of York here. But you may recall, if you have been a regular subscriber, and I do appreciate you guys, is that I was walking around the walls of Conway Castle. They had similar walls going around the outside there. Now obviously in terms of a scale, Conway compared to York is quite different in terms of size, if that's one way of putting it. And I go past here on the walls here, there's you can see the little holes here. I think back in the day the archers used to fire their arrows through so that they're more protected. But yeah, if you look up the link up there, I'll walk around York. I'm in York right now. Walked around Conway. That's right, Conway Castle. And here's a great view out the top there, and I'm sure there's plenty more coming on. So yes, do they have a marathon running around the city walls here? On the city walls? I know there is a York Marathon, and I think, is it autumn? Yes, I think it is autumn. But leave some comments below if you've ran the York Marathon. For those of you who've been watching carefully, you might notice right here in the background, York Minster. We'll be getting to there later. Meanwhile, let's carry on around the castle walls. City walls of the castle. So I thought I'd step off the wall because this is one of the main gates, Micklegate. Yeah, let's crack on. Got that? Micklegate will be a quiz later on. Around the castle walls here in York. It was only a matter of time before we'd see some. Right guys, we've come off the city walls for a section and going back across the river, where hopefully I'll catch back on to the city walls. Just following my nose, yep, following my nose. So here I am guys at Clifford's Tower. Yes, Clifford's Tower. You wouldn't be mistaken if this was from the Game of Thrones, but hey, this is like proper castle, proper history. Yeah, not made up Hollywood stuff. But anyway, yes, Clifford's Tower. Let's continue. As it said in that sign there, you get the castle's central stronghold with the king's eye view of York. Let's continue. There was a bit of road to walk along where the wall had finished, and now we're restarting here at Fishergate. As it says here, Fishergate. We're going to get back on the walls and around the rest of the park. So it's showing me the perimeter walls. So you can see the sections where this is the actual York Castle bit where we were there just then, and then we're reconnecting here. We're going to go along there, and then it looks like we have a little bit more footpath walking and back on Monk Bar, Booth Bar. So here we are at Fishergate. Let's go. Well guys, I bumped into a very nice guy here called Steve, and we're at one of, as I said, Fisher Tower. Tell me about Fishergate here.
Fishergate Postman Tower is the end of the wall, because the other side of this, there used to be a big lake between here and the castle.
Okay.
So they had a little back gate here, and a man, the watchman, lived in the tower to guard it, stop people going in and out or charge them money, which is more to the point.
Charging money,
So
but
charging money.
what you did say though, it is free to the public.
It
is
is.
that right?
This is now free to the
now
public.
free.
Yes.
Excellent.
It wouldn't have been in the Middle Ages.
So remember that, guys. There are lots of places around here where you don't have to pay entries to get in. Thank you so much, Steve.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's go and
So right now I'm walking up a very, very narrow stairwell, going up to what will be the top of the Fishergate Tower here.
You don't want to go into the big batteries. It's one down Stonegate.
Oh, as you can imagine, I so loved that. But why? Was it narrow walls here, but very safe? You got ropes on the side and you can grab hold of that. So definitely worth going up that tower. And the Friends of York Walls, yeah, Friends of Poston. Oh, here's a little sign so you can tell you what it is. Friends of Poston Tower. So it is open on certain days, so you might need to check your calendar, diary. And obviously, me being me, I don't ever plan any of this. I just turn up and see what happens. So just going with the flow and following my nose. Let's go and continue around these beautiful city walls here in York. So following my nose, I suddenly spotted something. I remembered my history that Dick Turpin, yeah, the highwayman, he was the I guess yes, he was executed at York Tower, you know, that tower that we saw, and his grave, we're going to go to his grave here. I just saw a sign, it said Dick Turpin's grave, and hopefully we can find it here. That's pretty random, eh guys? Bit of a bonus ball for you here. So Google Dick Turpin. Yes, he was a highwayman of back in the day between York and London. He would be stealing all their goods. So here I am, guys, at Dick Turpin's grave. It's just an unmarked field. There's no big signs or anything. Unless you're actually looking for it, you wouldn't know it was here. And I think I literally just did walk past it. And it's just in the field. His grave is there. But I'll just read a little bit here what it says about Dick Turpin. And it's saying that Dick Turpin was the much romanticised, through legend, was in fact an infamous highwayman, murderer and convicted horse thief. Yeah, he was tried and executed in York, assuring his place in English history and being forever linked with the city. There you go, so he was executed here. He was from Essex, born in 1705 in Hempstead, Essex. So there you go, a bit of history about Dick Turpin, the highwayman, murderer and convicted horse thief. So whilst walking from Dick Turpin's grave, a song comes to mind from Adam and the Ants. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Whoa. Yes, Adam and the Ants. That, I think that was that the 70s? Yeah. As I say, much romanticised, but not a good history there. I guess it'd go down on one of those horrible histories lessons, wouldn't it? So I'm back at Fishergate Bar. Let's get back onto the city walls and let's get round. So I've now entered the final section of the city walls. It's pretty spectacular, this, isn't it? Absolutely love it. So we're going to head up in that direction towards York Minster. Let's go. So here I am, guys, at Monk Bar, which apparently in 1484 Richard III built the last part up the top here. That's right, 1484, a long time ago. Let's go. So back on the wall here is York Minster behind me, and as you may see in a little area, gateway to the Roman fortress. So yeah, the Romans were up here as well. I'll go through a bit more of the history of all the different types of people who basically invaded this part of the world. So guys, at Bootham Bar, as it says here, so that concludes the walk around the city wall. There are a couple of little sections left, but I'm not going to cover those. I'm going to head over to York Minster right now because it's a special time of day, as you will see. Let's go. So as you would have seen from that sign there, what I'm walking on right now is a old Roman road, and allegedly, people have seen ghosts of the Roman soldiers walk along this road. Now the Roman road is about 4 foot below this ground, so all you can see when you walk along the road here is the, if you do see these ghosts, is the top halves of their bodies marching along. Roman soldiers walking along here. I don't know if it's true, but those are the stories here, yeah? Those are the stories of the ghosts from the Roman fortress that was here. So if you have seen any ghosts, whether it be here or not, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah. So we're heading over to York Minster. Behind me now is York Minster. As I turn the camera so you can see the two towers up there. Magnificent, magnificent. Minster Cathedral, whatever you call it. I don't know whether my camera angle is doing enough justice here, but as you can see, it's filling up pretty much the whole here. I'm outside it. Oh, there's a lot here. A lot here to fit in. And I think as I can see people up along the top here, similar to a lot of these types of churches, buildings, minsters, cathedrals, that you can walk along the rooftops. Yeah, you see those guys up there? Yeah, can you see them? Way there they are. So if you're feeling brave, have a walk around the top here. Not for me today though. Heard me mention about the Romans being here. Here's a Roman column. You see that? Roman column. And over here I've got a statue of Constantine the Great, proclaimed Roman Emperor in York, AD 306, so the year 306. Here he is. There is Constantine the Great. And that's what you call timing. Yeah, that was the midday chimes, the 12 chimes for midday here at York Minster, which must mean it's time for lunch, yeah? Let's go. When you come to York, gotta have a caricature done, yeah? This guy is really good, really good. Another thing worth doing if you're here for a while here in York is, yeah, the ghost walks, yeah. As I was talking earlier about the people who've allegedly seen Roman legions ghosts here. So yeah, a lot of history here, a lot of ghosts. So I'm feeling a bit parched. Obviously I was in Betty's tea room in Harrogate, so we're going to go in Little Betty's here. Come follow me into Betty's.
Hi, we are Justin and Tally, and we're here visiting on a European trip before we start our career as doctors. Hitting a bunch of cities, loving York right now, and excited to try out Betty's for the centennial.
Excellent, excellent. Are you enjoying it so far?
Absolutely.
Loving it, loving it. Yep.
So whilst I'm queuing to get in the tea room, I thought I'd have a look at some of the pastries and stuff, and apparently the one to recommend is the Cheeky Little Rascals, which is in celebration of the centenary here in Betty's tea room. So, Cheeky Little Rascals, go get them. So as those American tourists said, yeah, you've got to come to Betty's tea room. So I'm here yet again, yeah. So I think I might have a bit of the lunch menu this time. So there's so much to choose from here, so I'm going to tuck in now. So Betty's tea room completed. That was a lovely lunch. Fish and chips. Just ducked in for some cover from the rain. Yes, gotta love the British weather, eh? Heading over to a very famous street called The Shambles. Let's get over there now.
Right here, every night, the ghost.
So guys, this is The Shambles behind me. and it looks like a part of Harry Potter, and I have a gentleman here who's given me a brochure, who's given out a brochure for the ghost hunt.
The ghost hunt.
Do you want to come on and explain what?
7. No, thank you.
Okay.
Have you seen the ghost cat though?
No.
Look over the road.
Oh yeah.
Turn it around. See the golden sheep?
Yeah.
Then look above the middle window.
Okay.
In the
The
keystone.
ghost cat.
See
I
the
can
white
that
cat?
now. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
What about the headless griffin? Have you seen that? Look, he's on the top there.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
So there you have it, guys. The headless griffin was up there, and the ghost cat in the wall there. So there's a little bit of a every night apparently 7:30 here from the Shambles, your very own ghost tour. There he is. So as mentioned, over there you've got the World of Wizardry, and right here the shop called The Boy Wizard. Yes, for all you Harry Potter fans. You got your Quidditch gear. Oh, it's all here. So as I walk backwards and probably bump into members of the public.
No, but she said to you, me and Tom something. It's all very
So behind me here, guys, guys, is the Shambles of York, which is the ancient street of the Butchers of York, mentioned in the Doomsday Book of William the Conqueror. And its name is taken from the word shamel, meaning the stalls or benches on which the meat was displayed, and later versions of which can still be seen. It was rebuilt around 1400 when it's assumed its present character. Did you like that? I read that straight from the plaque behind the camera there, yeah. Makes me sound really knowledgeable, doesn't it? Yeah, like reading it from an auto cue. Hey! So make sure you get the facts right, eh? So, ancient street, Shambles, named after the word shamel, where the stalls or benches where the meat was displayed for the butchers. There you go. So as I've been walking along the Shambles, this gentleman here who does the ghost tours, I'm sort of beginning to wonder, is he really here or is he actually a ghost? Because he just keeps appearing, disappearing. And there he goes again. Hey, is he real or is he a ghost?
I think the ride is
What do you think, guys? Do these Potter glasses work for me? I don't know. So yes, guys, if you're a Harry Potter fan or wizard and wizardry and all that type of stuff, well worth going in and buying all your memorabilia. Fill your boots. So guys, I'm outside another piece of history, the Yorkshire Museum, which is the Viking Museum. For those of you who may or may not know that, as I may have mentioned earlier, whilst the Romans have been here as well, the Vikings have been here as well. Another one of the sets of invaders that invaded. So Yorkshire, which is where I think the city name of York is derived from. So this is the main entrance to the Viking Museum. Well worth a visit if you are new here. I'm not going in because I've been in here many times. So yeah, Yorkshire Museum. With the light in here, oh so good. Let me get a closer shot and see if it looks better on that, yeah? Okay, take 28. So there you go guys, Yorkshire Viking Museum Centre. So it's interesting now, some people just wonder on shot there, but hey, that's the joys of filming in public areas, yeah? So I'm sure there's a joke about the Vikings when they came here and invaded Britain, but I'll leave that for another time. Along the lines of the Monty Pythons, what have the Romans done for us? But hey, as I say, give it for another time. So let's head on to some other parts around the beautiful city of York. Now, for those of you who like your chocolate, me too, yes, obviously Bourneville chocolate, Cadbury's, but York is also famous for the Terry's chocolate, and here, which is now Carluccio's restaurant, up above, I don't know if you can see that sign there, it says Terry. This was the Terry's chocolate factory, outlet, restaurant, the Terry's restaurant. It was very famous here. Sorry, that's how I chuckle. For some reason, members of the public want to stand near where I'm filming. Whilst I'm filming, they just stop and look. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, this was, as I get distracted, yeah. This is where I need an auto cue on there so I don't lose track of what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the Terry's restaurant, which is now Carluccio's. So back in the day of Terry's chocolate, which is what York is also famous for, it's now closed down. It has been closed down, unfortunately. I think there's now a small factory outlet here that still produces some chocolate, but the majority of that factory has now been sadly closed down now, and I think converted into flats, apartments. So there you go. If you're ever in the square here, you've got Betty's Tea Rooms on one side, the Ivy, Carluccio's, and this was Terry's restaurant. Let's crack on. As you may have seen from that little train shuttle, that's the shuttle that takes you from the city centre to the Railway Museum. Very famous Railway Museum. A lot of the big railway engines in history are all over there. I can't name any of them because I'm not a railway enthusiast, but if you are, well worth a visit. So my friends, that concludes our little mini tour of the city of York here in England. I hope you've enjoyed this in some way, and if you have, please do give it a thumbs up. So just a few of the little sights and sounds of here in York. Obviously I've not, as a quick day trip, I haven't covered anything in any detail, but if you are to come here to this city, I'd at least give it a couple of days. Long weekend, as our American tourist friends and others said, there's a lot to see and do on this wonderful city, not just the walk around the city walls, York Minster, Shambles, Yorkshire Museum, the Railway Museum. There's so much more to the city, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, as I say, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for getting so far into this. If you managed to get to the end, if you haven't already done so, then reward yourself by clicking that button up there and subscribing. And if you did miss the other Tour de Yorkshire mini tour of Haworth and Harrogate, click on the link up there. Thank you so much for your time. See you soon, guys. Bye bye bye.